The UAE real estate market is incredibly volatile. Prices go up and down seemingly far more than elsewhere in the world. I'm going to tell you why. Now in 2012, the prices of UAE real estate started to go back up again, slowed down at the end of 2014, and from 2015 until now, they've been in a pretty steady decline. Now, in the rest of the world, real estate prices probably since about 2010 have been on a slow incline all the way, up until now. It's about 9 years of growth. UAE's been different. Now, the UAE's not only just been different, but it's been incredibly volatile. Prices, really spiked in 2014, and they've been coming down in some areas, 10, 15% since then. Why so much volatility? Why on earth, do prices go up and down so much? Now, the reason is twofold, but both reasons are due to the unique makeup of the UAE as a country. Only 12% of people in the UAE are citizens. The rest of us are tied to jobs here, which means we are very, very susceptible to fluctuations in the economy. Because let's say in the US in 2008, there were huge job losses, unemployment went up to 8%, but the people stayed in the US. They didn't leave, okay? They still lived in houses, they still took up real estate. That's not the same in the UAE. When people lose their jobs, they've got to go. So when they go, real estate's left empty, and that makes real estate incredibly susceptible. In the same way that when jobs are created, people come in who weren't originally there and take up that real estate. So again, you get huge price increases. Now it really affects developers because let's say if you look at population growth in the UK, for example, is around about 0.5% per year. And that's pretty predictable, right? Birth rates don't change that much. In the UAE, not so. In the UAE, if you've got a booming economy, your population can be growing anywhere between 7 and 15%. So if you're a developer and you're building property, how do you cater for that? You're basically licking your finger and putting it in there and saying, okay, I think that when I deliver this building in 4 years' time, the population is going to be X, and that way, I'm going to fill my building. It's an incredibly difficult figure to make here. Much harder than it is anywhere else in the world because of the fluctuating population, which means that sometimes the developers overbuild, prices drop down, sometimes they hold back and don't build, and prices go up. So, real estate really fluctuates in the UAE for the very simple reason that it's got an incredibly flexible population structure.